KUGAN CASSIUS Operative in association with Max and Marbella at high stakes as the post-show press conference. Well, just a disappointing night for Anthony Crolla.
Well, gutted, mate. Absolutely gutted. Felt he won the fight without the point deductions. It was a close fight. There was some close rounds, but with the 2 points, he has to win the fight. He has to win the fight, and you know these opportunities don't come up that often. Sometimes once in a lifetime, and to get a decision go against you like that when you should now be sitting in the change room as world champion, I can't believe it. I'm really gutted.
Did you expect him to put that kind of performance in tonight, Ed?
Do you know what? It was a wonderful the tactics were brilliant. Joe Gallagher deserves a lot of credit. Anthony boxed exactly the right fight to beat Dallas Perez. He's really dangerous. He won the fight, and like I said, I guess the only positive you can take is that he didn't lose the fight. It was a draw. You know what I mean? But it's funny.
That's going to feel like a defeat to him anyway.
Of course. But it's funny, like the two lightweights now, probably with the biggest stock in, well, definitely in the UK, but perhaps even in the world, is Kevin Mitchell and Anthony Crolla. We had 14,000 here tonight to watch that. I mean, the atmosphere was unbelievable. And I'll be speaking to the WBA and Gilberto Mendoza, and I want an immediate rematch. That's what I want. And if we have to pay for it, we just pay for it.
What's the situation with Derry Matthews being made?
I don't think they've ordered a mandatory. But whatever. I mean, I feel that Anthony Crolla deserves a rematch. I do.
And obviously, it's a bit sweet night because Scott Quigg destroyed Kiko Martinez inside 2 rounds tonight, and to really make a statement in that division.
I said it before. I believe he's the best super bantamweight in the world. I do. And the performance was devastating. First round, Kiko did exactly what Kiko does. He stuck it on him, and Scott adapted in the second round. He decided to stay in the pocket and trade with him. Walked him onto an uppercut. It was an 18-punch combination that finished the fight. You don't get hit by Scott Quigg like that and survive. And I think his stock's just gone through the roof tonight. 2 British style fights. Obviously, one was a draw between Jenkins and Nurse. Will you look to get that on as a rematch? Yeah, I mean, I felt like Nurse won that fight, to be honest with you, by a couple of rounds. It's a good fight. It's a close fight again, and they'll probably have to do it again. But Jenkins had a really bad cut, and he's going to be a while out. So, maybe we even make Ryan against Hibbert for the British as well. In the meantime, British and Commonwealth on September the 12th. A really mature performance from Sam Eggington tonight against Glenn Foot. Like normally you see him just going there and trade. And he did that after about 6 rounds, but he won every round, and he's the British Commonwealth and WBC international champion. And this is a 21-year-old kid that we took a chance on, and he's got such a bright future. Moving forward,
if you can't obviously sort out any sort of rematch against Perez for Crolla, are you gonna what are you gonna try and do for him?
I'm just going to try and get him a world title fight. If that's Linares, if that's Flanagan.
Mickey Bay relinquished the title?
Yeah. So Shafikov is fighting Francis Bartholomew for the world title. So they're all tough fights, but I know that I can fill this arena now for Anthony Crolla, challenging again for a world title. Exactly. And that's when you can bring these fighters over, So yeah.
And as regards to Scott Quigg, you did talk about the Nonito Donaire fight potentially for him.
Is
that what you're going to do?
Everyone wants the Frampton fight, but like Frampton's got decked twice tonight, and his stock's plummeted against the 11th best super bantamweight in Mexico. Like he's getting knocked down with jabs. We know his frailties. We've heard the sparring. Well, I know what happens, and we know his frailties. He's a brilliant fighter, Carl Frampton, but he will not go the distance with Scott Quigg. And I can't see him wanting to take the fight. I really can't. I think he'll try and move up, and he'll use that as an excuse to duck the fight. Are
you going to make any attempts to try and remake that fight?
Maybe. Or is it again, like you've got to say that Scott Quigg's stock has rose tonight and Carl Frampton's stock has dropped. So then, how do you go back now with a better offer when really you should be going back with a worse offer? I'm tired to talk about it. Do you know what I mean? It's like the fight's there if they want it. It's there if they want it. But I'm not. After watching that tonight and after what's happened in Mexico or wherever they were, El Paso, I can't see them wanting to take the fight. I think they'll move to feather and just say, swerve it.
Just quickly, I know he was obviously eyeing David Price as a potential opponent for Anthony Joshua, and then obviously he was shocked second round defeat where he was knocked out by Erkan Tepa. What did you make of that?
gutted for Pricey because he's such a lovely bloke.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's just something's not right, you know. And I saw it in Germany when I was ringside. There's just something. I don't know if it's a confidence thing or mental or it's something's not right. And the punch wasn't even, you know, it wasn't a devastating punch. It was just, you know. But even in the first round, it didn't look right. I'm gutted to lose the potential opportunity for the Joshua fight because that would have been a big fight. But you know, Erkan Tepe for Joshua is a real target now, and that's a big fight for the European.
Just as a whole, how did you assess the show tonight?
It's fantastic. I mean, you know, the atmosphere was brilliant. Again, it's about value for money, isn't it? I mean, 12 fights. So how could you leave that arena and not have had a great night? The atmosphere for Scott Quigg was incredible. The atmosphere for Anthony Crolla was incredible. This is what I live for, Kug. Do you know what I mean? But it kicks you right in the nuts when things don't go your way. I can take things not going my way, but not when he deserved that so much. And I know what it would have meant to him. And I know what it would have meant to him for the story. Do you know what I mean? Everything he's been to. Could you imagine if you'd have heard and the new? I mean, you know, it was Cinderella's story, but life, you know, life sometimes don't give you what you deserve, and that's life, and that's boxing. So we've got to go again. He didn't lose, showed he's at world level, stock's risen, and he'll go again. And you know, I can feel this arena for Anthony Crolla fighting for the world title.
It's quick with Martin Murray going to put him in a big fight.
Yeah, I think, you know, he's had 2 quick wins. They were just about building his confidence, getting him some exposure, getting him some momentum. He has to be in a big fight next, and that'll be in September.
All right, listen, I won't take too much time. Thanks for talking to IFL TV, and I'll catch you soon.